everyone. I'm Jim Longworth, and welcome to another edition of Forsyth County Connections, coming to you once again from the beautiful Government Center in downtown Winston-Salem. And we have a great jam-packed half hour for you with a lot of great information, important information, too. We're going to have discussions about the opioid crisis, for example. We'll have some advice for you on foster care. We'll talk about first-time home buyers programs and lots more. But where we want to start is talking about the Festival of Lights. Now, at the end of the program, we're going to show you just a snippet of what they look like at night. We don't want to give it all away. But what we do want to do in this first segment is talk with somebody who, and he and his team, did a lot of hard work to get it put up. So we're going to talk about the preparation. With me right now, Ryan Kearns. He's Tanglewood Maintenance Manager for Forsyth County. Welcome to the show, Ryan.
Thank you.
It must have just taken a lot of work and preparation. How long does it take to put all that stuff together?
Well, typically, Jim, we start in August. So while most people are probably still thinking about summer vacations and lounging out by poolside by our aquatic center, we're actually mustering up the energy and the enthusiasm to start our holiday season. So we begin in August, and that's hauling out displays to locations.
That's even before Halloween. That's way before that. I didn't know you started that early.
Yeah, we sure do. And so from that point, that process continues until we install throughout September and October and try to meet a November 1st deadline.
Yeah, people think, if they haven't been out there, they think, well, don't they just leave it up year round? But you have to start over each year.
We actually dismantle everything and put it all in storage.
All right, well, they say a picture's worth 1,000 words, and so I'm going to shut up for a second and show you this music video that Ryan brought along with us, and it shows you just kind of how much preparation goes into this with Festival of Lights. Let's watch. Great video, Ryan. I appreciate all the hard work you and your team done. And you think you might come out and string some lights in my house? Or you don't have time for that, do you?
I'm not sure we have time. Thanks for having me.
Seriously, thanks for all the hard work.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back.
When you take your car in for an oil change, a good mechanic will also take care of other routine maintenance to make sure your car runs safely and efficiently. Protecting your health isn't much different. When you get a COVID-19 vaccine, it's important to make sure you're also protected from other serious but preventable diseases. It's easy and convenient to get other routine vaccines at the same time as a COVID-19 vaccine. So make sure you ask a healthcare professional about other vaccines you may need to maintain your health.
Back now with Forsyth County Connections, and we want to talk about a very serious topic of opioid abuse. We do that with an expert in the field. She's with us right now. She's Amanda Clark. She's a substance use educator, health educator from Forsyth County, and welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Very quickly, what are your responsibilities in that job? What overview?
So, as a health educator, it is my primary duty to inform and educate the public about whatever health-related topics are important at the time. So, for my role in Forsyth County here, my role is a substance use health educator. And so that means that almost everything that I focus on educating and informing the community about has to do with substance use, addiction, and a lot of times mental health is tied into that as well. Since mental health and substance use sometimes go hand in hand.
Absolutely. Now, let me put you on the spot. We didn't rehearse this or anything, but how bad in general, how bad is the opioid crisis? And you can either comment nationally or maybe more pertinent to Forsyth County in this area. How bad is it?
Sure. So most of my information is for Forsyth County, but I also keep track of national trends as well. Things like drug overdoses actually weren't even tracked officially until the 2000s because there just wasn't enough activity on that going on. They were lumped in with poisonings. And ever since we started tracking in the early 2000s, we've seen drug overdoses rising every year, which is very alarming. And really, Forsyth County has followed very closely to national trends. It gave me a lot of hope as a health worker and a health educator that in 2018 and 19, we actually started to see overdoses and deaths from overdoses decline slightly, and then the pandemic just changed all of that.
I was going to ask you, has the pandemic exacerbated the problem, or is it, what effect does it have?
Yeah, so to give you a frame of reference, in 2019, we had 73,000 or about 73,000 drug overdose deaths nationally, and in 2020, that number went up 20,000. We had a little over 93,000 deaths from drug overdoses in 2020.
The stress of being at home or stress of being out of work? Or, what do you think?
All of those things. It could be the isolation factor. It could be stress from being out of work or having changes at work. It could be stress from grief, from taking care of sick family members or losing loved ones
You
to
start
COVID.
to self-medicate.
Right. A lot of people do.
You sent me an email about something called FROST. What is the FROST program?
Yeah, so FROST stands for Forsyth Regional Opioid and Substance Use Team, and that is our county's community coalition that we try to address a lot of the substance use issues that we're seeing in our community.
What is Narcan? Because we hear a lot about that in the news for people having an abuse problem, an addiction problem. Well, we're going to work on we're going to use Narcan. What is it?
So Narcan is actually the brand name or a brand name of the drug naloxone, which is short for naloxone hydrochloride, which is the drug that reverses opiate overdoses.
Okay. And now is Narcan or whatever the other brands, is that readily available to residents of the county who might have a substance abuse problem? How does that work?
Yeah, it is, thankfully. We have a couple of ways that folks in Forsyth County can get it. We do have a standing order at the state of North Carolina level, which allows all pharmacies in the state to give it out without a prescription. So you can go to any pharmacy and get it, sometimes for a low cost or copay with insurance.
Right.
There are also ways you can get it for free. So one of those would be actually through public health. You could come through our pharmacy or you could come to our front desk at the main public health building and you can get it for free there. And then there's also an organization in Forsyth County called Twin City Harm Reduction Collective, and they're located in Green Street Church, and they also give out Narcan for free.
And if used properly, then that can help sort of abate your problem as you come down from the abuse and the addiction, right?
Yeah, so what the use of Narcan is to revive someone who has overdosed on opiates. So when you overdose on an opiate, your breathing or your heart may stop and you can die. And so naloxone or Narcan is going to restore your breathing and bring you back to life, essentially. It's a very safe drug. You can't overdose on it. You can't get high on it. And it's
Okay.
safe for adults and children.
A lot of good information, and there's more information available. Very quickly, give me what it was the website you were going to
Yeah,
give?
so you can find us on Facebook. We're at Frost, the Forsyth Regional Opioid and Substance Use Team on Facebook, and we also have a website that's under the public health website.
All right. Amanda, thanks for all you do.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for having me.
We'll be right back after this.
What if you went to your secret hiding place and found this? All drug use comes with risk. Before those risks become real, know that you can quit. For help with drug use, call 1-800-662-HELP for free and confidential information and treatment referral, or go to samhsa.gov/knowtherisks.
Back now on Forsyth County Connections, and let's talk about a first-time homebuyers program. It's a good program, and we're going to tell you all about it. Or actually, our guest, I don't know anything else. She's going to tell you about it. Bianca Green is Housing Loan Officer for Forsyth County, and we welcome you to the program.
Thank you.
All right, let me pick your brain. Tell us in general what the first-time homebuyers program is.
The First Time Homebuyers Program is a program that we have to provide down payment assistance to eligible individuals and households in the community to purchase their first home.
Why was it needed, do you think? I mean, is this a relatively new program? Did it come about for a particular reason, or what's your feeling?
The program is needed even more so now than in its inception. It derived from the federal government many years ago to provide opportunities for low to moderate income households to become homeowners. And so long as they are purchasing affordable, safe, decent homes, they can receive the assistance if they're eligible.
Now, how can I qualify? There's certain things I have to qualify for to be able to get into this program.
Yes. One of the initial qualifiers that we look at is whether or not that household's income, the total household income, is going to be within the limits that the federal government sets for our area. And then they have to be able to qualify for an affordable mortgage with a lender. And also, they have to have some savings, stable income, and
And you can't. You have to make a certain amount of money, but you can't make but so much. I mean, is there sort of?
right.
I got you. What kind of loans are we talking about? Is everybody getting the very same loan, or are there different terms, or different lengths of the loan, or I mean, what?
Okay. The terms for the down payment assistance that's provided is a 0% soft second or silent mortgage. Repayment is deferred until certain occurrences happen. But we partner with a lender to provide either an FHA, a conventional FHA, or a USDA or
So
an SBA loan.
you got a variety of loans and packages that you can choose from.
Yes.
So if I qualify, what happens next? I mean, what's the next step if I do qualify?
Well, the next step is working with the lender and the realtor in them selecting the property, so long as it's in Winston-Salem, Forsyth County. And depending on whether it's new construction or existing construction, dictates that process because we do require inspections because we want to make sure that it's safe and decent.
Right.
And inspections are required, repairs are made,
That's a good thing.
or if it's new construction, when that construction is completed.
Make sure it's all up to code and all that kind of stuff. Let me put you on the spot on this. I think you said you've been working for the county for 20 years. Is it?
Over 20
Now,
years.
this program's been around for a while. Do you have any idea of how many people have been helped through a first-time home buyers program?
Yes, sir. The program started in 1995. But to date, we have helped close to 1,000 families
Wow.
with down payment assistance.
Get any good feedback from the people? Do you ever, well, that's probably an unfair question, but I mean, do you ever get positive feedback from people you've helped, or?
Yes, yes. Some of the feedback that we get, all of it is positive, but some of that feedback relates to the security and stability that the families have realized, and also them understanding and becoming more knowledgeable about asset building, because homeownership is an avenue or an aspect of achieving assets. Um, and we don't do this work alone. We've done this work over the many years with partnerships through Center for Home Ownership,
Right, right.
ESR, United Way, Habitat for Humanity, Forsyth, the Housing Authority, the City of Winston-Salem.
All those great folks, and you're really making a difference in improving quality of life for everybody, which I appreciate you doing. Before we run out of time, very quickly, now I know we have the general website that's up there. I don't know if folks can read it or not. connectwith.forsythcountync.gov for
Yes.
general information. Is there something they can do to navigate for your more information?
Yes, if they were to follow the link to this, the county's website for housing, and there's a link for first-time homebuyers or
Okay.
homebuyers, homeownership, and that will enable them to even apply because we have a new portal that enables anyone to apply
Okay.
electronically.
I just appreciate everything you're doing. You're making a big difference. Thanks, Bianca.
Thank you so
All
much.
right. We'll be right back.
This is what too much sounds like. This is what stress feels like. And this is what help feels like. If you've lost a job, worry about your next meal, or have trouble making it through the day, we can help. Text STRESS to 211-211 to find a solution.
Back now on Forsyth County Connections, and I'm so glad you stayed with us. We have a very special guest with us who's going to help me through this very serious topic of foster care, and let's find out all about it. Our special guest is Sherita Cain. She's a social work program manager for Forsyth County. Did I get the title right?
Yes, sir.
All right. What are your responsibilities in that job? Just quickly, how would you describe it?
So I provide direct oversight to various supervisors who manage or who supervise different child welfare programs. And so those programs include foster care, adoptions, foster home licensing, visitation, and transportation.
A lot of responsibility. Do you have any handle on how many children need or in the system for needing foster care or adoption? Give me some numbers.
Sure. So we currently have 210 children currently in foster care as we speak. Out of those 210 children, I have about 50 children that are legally free for adoption or available for adoption. And out of those 50, I have 12 youth that currently do not have a prospective adoptive home for them. And those children are between the ages of 6 to 17.
Now, pardon me, I know this is going to sound like a stupid question to an expert like you, but just school me a little bit. What's the basic difference between a foster parent and an adoptive parent? Or can one lead to the other, or are they completely separate?
Right. So I would say the biggest difference between a foster parent and an adoptive parent is that foster parents provide temporary, safe, and stable nurturing home for children in foster care. And those children remain in their home until they're able to be reunited with their biological parents. Adoptive parents, on the other hand, provide permanent, forever homes, long-term homes for children in foster care. Those families have gone through the legal process with the clerk of courts to adopt that child, and they have become legally and financially responsible for those children.
I got you. Now, if I want to be a foster parent, what do I have to do to qualify?
So the first thing is once you contact us and you attend one of the interest meetings, so there's some initial qualifications that you need to have. So the first thing is the applicant has to be at least 21 years of age or older. First thing,
Right.
The applicant can be married, you can be single, divorced, or widowed.
You can be single.
You sure can definitely
Okay.
be single.
Okay.
You have to be able to financially be able to support your family without any assistance from the foster care board payments that are received on a monthly basis. You have to be able to pass SBI and FBI fingerprint clearances, so some criminal record checks that you have to pass.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, and then definitely we need someone to have a willingness and commitment to want to partner with our agency, as well as the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services, biological parents, and any other community agencies.
And again, the goal is to provide them with a good home temporarily.
Correct.
And
Yes,
that's the
sir.
whole key. Now, Let me switch back and forth on adoption here. Let's go to adoption for a second. Is it difficult to adopt a child these days?
No, I would say it's not difficult to adopt a child. The process typically is the first thing is the child has to be legally free for adoption. And so, what that essentially means is that either the biological parents have relinquished their rights to our
Or
agency,
maybe they're deceased, or
correct, and or a judge has terminated that biological parent's rights. And if that occurs, then if we have a family available, that family can work the process to adopt a child.
all right. Now I keep going back and forth. Well, I guess this could be for both. If I'm a foster parent, or maybe I'm trying to adopt, or I'm adopting. After the fact, let's say I've already have a child in foster care living with me and my wife, and then let's say that my next door neighbor has just adopted a child. In both cases, can we turn to you and your office for help or advice or resources, or what resources are out there?
Right. So for any of our families that are currently licensed as foster parents, they receive, because they're not employees with the agency, they are able to receive foster care board payments each month,
Okay,
as long as the child is in the home.
gotcha.
In addition to that, as of 2017, the North Carolina legislator created or established what's called the KINGAP program, or Guardianship Assistance Program. And most people don't know this, but that allows foster parents, if they were granted guardianship of a child between the ages of 14 and up, to continue receiving those funds up until the child turns 18.
Those are help. You're not out there on your own.
Correct.
Very quickly, time's about to run out on us. Is there where you get more information?
So please feel free to contact Sharon Porter, our recruiter, at 336-703-CHILD or 336-703-2445.
Well, you got that right, 24. I'm going to say it again, 336-703-2445.
Correct. Yes, sir.
All right. Thanks, Sherita.
Thank you.
You do a great job.
Thank you.
All right. We'll be right back.
America's veterans have always stepped up and made great sacrifices. But with the COVID-19 crisis, many veterans are struggling to make ends meet or get the care they need. DAV has helped ill and injured veterans for 100 years, but today the need is greater than ever. You can help. Go to DAV.org to help provide critical support to veterans in need, or to learn more about DAV's free programs and services supporting veterans.
Back now on Forsyth County Connections. As we wrap up, we end where we started, talking about Festival Lights. Only in just a moment, we're going to give you a little preview of what those beautiful lights look like at night. Before we get there, though, I have a special guest with us, Chris Weavil, Assistant Director of Park Operations for Forsyth County. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Had your friend Brian on a few minutes ago, and he told me off camera that it had 8,000 man hours in the preparation. Man, what a job that is. This is how many years for the festival now?
This will be the 30th year for the festival.
Now, try to be objective about this. How does this compare with other light shows? I know you're proud of it.
We are definitely proud. We've got a great team, but for the light show, this is probably the largest, or one of the largest on the East Coast. If not in the East Coast, at least in the Southeast.
Good, because you're adding stuff every year, right?
Add stuff every year.
Now, does this run? I know that as this is being taped, just as a disclaimer, we're taping this on December 1st. So I know it's already underway. People can go out and see it. We'll get to that in a second. But now, does it end at a certain date right after the holidays, or how long will it be open?
We do. We actually start on November the 12th, usually mid-November, depending on the calendar. We run through January 1 of every year, and we're open Monday through Sunday, 7 days a week, even on Christmas Day.
And just remind people, this is a drive-through thing where families can get in there. Now, is there a cost to drive in and see the light show?
There's a cost to get in to experience the lights. We have 3 different tiers. We have a family vehicle. We have a $20 cash price, $23 credit. We have a commercial vehicle price that is $45 cash, $48 credit. And we have a motor coach bus rate that's $115 cash, $118 credit.
But if somebody's, let's say a couple has 2 kids and they want to drive in, it's how much now for
just a couple? If you want to come in a family vehicle, it's $20 cash, $23 credit.
And it usually takes about how long to drive through and watch?
Depends on what night you come. If you're on a weekend, it could take a little longer. We do have, as we get closer to Christmas, we have longer wait times. But normally, the 5 miles that we have takes you about 45 minutes to an hour to get through.
Wow. So that's a nice evening. That's the way to spend a nice evening, isn't it?
Very good evening. Lots of folks that make it a tradition.
good family activity. Now, tell me again, I know you told me before, but the operating hours so people can sort of plan out, from when to when would you be able to watch it?
We're open nightly from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m.
So obviously, I'm kind of stupid. I mean, obviously, it's going to be dark for you to see this stuff. But get on out there now. Is there? I hesitate to even say this. Is there a better day or time to come, just in terms of crowds, or what?
But if you want to avoid the crowds, Monday through Thursday are your best bets. The weekends are definitely much busier.
I got you. Now, I'm going to come back and talk with Chris in just a second, but I want to take a break. Not a break, but I want you to watch this video because it'll give you just a little snippet of what the lights look like when everything's lit up at night. It's very pretty. Watch this. Well, Chris, I think people see from that video that that just gives you a snippet of what it looks like, but it's a magnificent thing, and I know you're proud of what you and your team have been able to do.
Yes, sir, definitely.
And we're all going to try to get out and see it. Now, I know we have the main website we mentioned to people, and it's right behind us, connectwith.forsythcountync.gov. If people go to that, is there something they can type in to learn more about Festival Lights? Or
if you go to the county website, forsyth.cc, just click on the Parks tab, and we have another webpage there strictly for the Festival of Lights.
Forsyth.cc. All right, Chris, thanks for all the hard work.
Thank you, Jim.
All right, that's it for this edition of Forsyth County Connections, and we hope you will have a great holiday season, and we'll see you on the next episode.